How do you do? Storyteller here. As you can see, it's been a good week since I picked up this game because I needed time to think and to come up with exactly what I wanted to say in the beginning of this video. And that is to say, an apology of sorts. In the last video, I became very excitable in my attempt to show my deductive reasoning and to, in a way, show off my ability to reach a conclusion based on gathering all of the facts. But in doing so, I forgot one of the most... Sorry, just killed a very distracting spider. Alright, what I was trying to say was, in my attempt to reach conclusions, I forgot one of the most important rules of deduction from the mouth of the detective himself, which was, to reach a conclusion in deduction, you must eliminate all possibilities. Let me read you the direct quote. The point of it is, I do not reach a conclusion until the exclusion of all other possibilities have been eliminated. I will read you the direct quote. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever is left, however improbable, must be true. That is from the mouth of Sherlock Holmes, aka Arthur Conan Doyle, himself. And I forgot that. And here I was, trying to reach deductions and trying to reach conclusions, trying to eliminate probabilities. I was trying to find the most probable outcome, the thing that is more likely than not, which is not deduction. That's not deduction, that's speculation. Deduction literally means to deduct, to reduce, to eliminate all other possibilities, and I did not do that. I forgot what I was supposed to be doing. That is, in the last episode, I speculated that Nelligan was the murderer because it was the most likely, instead of eliminating all other possibilities, that is, Cairns and Hurtley. I didn't eliminate Cairns and Hurtley, I just found that Nelligan was, in my mind, the most likely, but that's based on my own biases. I'm using my own opinion instead of trying to eliminate the other two as suspects. Now here's my dilemma. My first inclination was to, go back, restart the game, and do this all over again. But that's not how it works. That's not how life works. When I make a decision like that, rushing into it, even the great Sherlock Holmes has done it. He's become victim to his own excitement and to his own belief that he has all the answers. The belief that because he believes it, it must be true because he's Sherlock Holmes. I fell prey to the same personal bias of believing that I had all the answers, so clearly I must be right. When in actuality, I'd done the opposite. I'm supposed to be eliminating what is impossible, and whatever's left, however improbable, must be true, and I did not do that. So I greatly apologize. I also want to note that I set us up in front of the chessboard because what this is mystery. It's a chess game. The way chess is played, as you go through the game, you're eliminating pieces. The goal of the game is not just to capture the other person's king, but it's to eliminate the pieces from the board until you have the minimal left that the other person cannot defend against. To me, it's the perfect analogy for a deduction, because you start out with all of these pieces, and as you go, you're eliminating other pieces until you have the core that's left, which is the king. And then from there, you can hone in on how to capture the king. There still involves strategy on how to capture the king, but until you've eliminated some of the other pieces, there's no way you're going to reach that. You cannot capture the king until you've eliminated some of the other pieces from blocking your way. So in my mind, and it was pointed out to me by the Midnight Drive-Thru, rushing into my own conclusions, which forced me to realize, no, I'm not perfect. No, my deductions are not going to be perfect, because that was not deduction. That was speculation, and I apologize. I apologize I rushed into it. I apologize I got prone to falling prey to my own excitement in the moment. Yes, I was excited. I wanted to be right. I wanted to solve the case and show how smart I am, but that's not the point. That's not what solving the mystery is about. It's about proving facts, eliminating possibilities, and showing your work. It's about showing the lines. It's like all of every clue, every piece of information has to connect to form one conclusion, instead of being left with multiple conclusions that could be possible outcomes. If I still have the possibility of other outcomes, then that's not a conclusion. Until I have one solid outcome, however improbable, until I have one solid outcome that's the only thing that makes sense, it's the only thing that could be, that's a conclusion. But as long as I still have other possibilities, I have not found a conclusion, and I have not solved the case. So I apologize for rushing into that. I did fall prey to my own excitement. And now that we've expressed that, I think it's time to carry on into the next mystery, accepting my faults, but learning from them, and continuing on in the next case, in Crimes and Punishment, Sherlock Holmes. Welcome back. And this time, I do promise to be much more careful about my deductions. You saw in the beginning that I gave a bit of a disclaimer on my previous episode, but what happened was I filmed all of that and I didn't realize my frame rate plummeted. It was horrible. I could not subject you guys to that. So what I did was I went in, I lowered the resolution, made a few changes, and I closed everything running in the background. So hopefully it'll run a little bit smoother for you guys, but you have no idea how bad it was. Absolutely no idea. So hopefully it's improved for you. I will see. If you see this, it means it's improved, but I'm doing the best I can. For some reason, other games work perfectly fine on the computer, but this game in particular, this computer does not like running this game, so I'm doing the best I can. Anyway, so I do know a little bit of what's going on, but I did not get very far. I will know what to do, but I will let you guys know as soon as I get to the point where I did leave off in the last episode. So let's get right into it.
To the countryside will be good for you, Holmes.
We saw this last time, but that's alright.
As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. Certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is, the one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We're about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need help. Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further...
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
Tisk tisk.
This is where I keep my post. This is where I keep
Yes,
my
I know
post.
that's where you keep your post. Hopefully you can see the frame rate might be a little bit better. I'm hoping it has improved. If not, I sincerely apologize.
Holmes, please call a cab while I pack my suitcase. We shall be late for the train.
Yes, yes, yes.
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
Week later.
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase. But, Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
Tisk tisk. Next morning, very early. Sorry, trying to check my tab. Open the casebook. I mean, there's not much to see.
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation.
Now, let me comment. I don't know what happened to the train. I don't know anything. I did not get that far. But here is my speculation that I made in the last episode. Or in the episode that you guys didn't see. They saw a light and they heard a whistle. They did not see a train. So it's not that the train vanished. It's that the train never arrived, and what they saw and heard may not have been a train. Could have been a very clever means of deception. That's my ongoing theory, but I have nothing to base that on at the moment. I do not know that conclusively. I'm not speaking out of knowledge. I'm speaking out of speculation. Sorry, I'm house sitting for the dangerous dogs. Shut up! Where is he? There he is.
Trains can't just vanish without leaving a trace. It isn't
Where is
possible.
he?
Is it, Holmes?
I'm looking for the station master. Did you just spawn out of nowhere? Where's the station master? He's here somewhere. I spoke to him before. I'm supposed to speak to the station master. Train service, maybe.
First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
Never mind. Alright, let's examine the area where the train disappeared. There we go. I'm doing my best to keep I have the frame rate showing in the top hand corner, so I'm trying to keep it as high as possible for you guys. I'm doing the best I can. Assuming I'm going the right direction. Because we're maintaining a good 60 to 62 frames per second right now. I'm doing the best I can. Imagination helps you visualize objects and events. Train disappearing.
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
Railway sleepers. Nothing unusual. A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train.
Empty bottle.
There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here. There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
A negative result
I
is
see
also
what you're
a
getting
result.
at. No clues, and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Perhaps the station master could lend us one.
And that's where I needed to speak to the station master. Now, I made a comment in the last video. It's a quote from another Sherlock Holmes story. I believe it's The Hounds of Baskerville. It's a quote that says, "Do not forget the dog that doesn't bark." Which is to say, just because you didn't see something doesn't mean it's not important. And the fact that you didn't see something is just as important. So the fact that there's no evidence on the tracks is just as much a clue as finding something. So I like that. I actually love that quote. I just wanted a chance to be able to say that quote before, which was, "Do not forget the dog that doesn't bark." I love that. Excuse me, I had my coffee. But I am done with my saltines. Hold on. Shut up! Shut up! Giving the frame a moment to catch back up. No barking. I hate that. I really hate that. I don't even know what they're barking at, but here is the station master. And the frame rate is getting higher, so I'm happy.
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
How do you
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
Let's do an observation of him if you'll shut up! I'm losing my mind. Oh, if I remember, we are supposed to observe, if he will let me. He's got dirt, spots of earth. He is married. A badge of honor. And that he's got graying hair. Information about the train.
Could you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
Thank you. And a railway map.
I would be glad to have a detailed map of the local railway district.
But of course, please. Take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
Gladly. Thank you, sir. You're very
See you
helpful.
later, my good man.
So let's go in here. This is the post room. There's nothing in here. Never mind. I got scattered. But yes, this is mail delivery. Keeping an eye on the frames per second. Doing my best to make it the most enjoyable experience for you guys. Here, right here, is the map we're looking for.
This map will be useful.
Thank you. And this is the map we shall use from here on out in our book. And then I need to go to his office, his private office, which I believe is right here. And as I walk in here, I noticed there are a bunch of tools.
This part is probably from a locomotive.
A lot of train parts, and right over here on the desk, they let me examine. There's a junk pile.
An old locomotive bell. This part is probably from a locomotive. This place serves as a storage area for the station.
It serves as a storage area, but I did notice right here we have a train whistle, which could mean nothing. But last night we saw a light and we heard a train whistle. So if he has spare parts lying around, it's quite possible that someone could have used the spare parts to build possibly a cart or something to transport a light that had a whistle on it that they could have moved afterwards to simulate a train if they wanted us to believe there was a train coming in. Now, why someone would want us to believe that there was a train, I don't know. But it seems very interesting to me, and I'm going the wrong way. But I think it's altogether possible, not probable, but possible, that someone staged a fake train using a whistle and a light, because that's all we saw is a light. We didn't, even Sherlock commented, we did not hear the sound of a train on tracks. So I think it's highly unlikely a train just vanished off the tracks. But it could be someone wanted us to believe there was a train there. I don't know why. I promise I didn't get that far. I don't know why. And I don't know if I'm even right. But I'm working on what I've got. Message to all stations. Mr. Robinson is located at Bridlington Station.
A new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson.
Yeah. I won't lie to you. I did meet Mr. Robinson. You will too, very soon.
Here is the train set.
Train set. Take a close look. Line, Nottingham, London. Type, train liner, number 324. Composition, locomotive coal. So it's a coal transport. Coal car, first class car, postal wagon, special wagon. Ordered by Mr. Robinson. And then the second class car. So there was a special car ordered by Mr. Robinson on the train that disappeared. Interesting. Again, I don't have the answers. But
telegraph.
I have a little bit more answers than you have. Not answers, but a little more exploring than you have. I've met these people, but I don't have any answers yet. So I promise I do not know the answer to this mystery. I'm not bullcrapping you. I'm playing along, but you know pretty much about as much as I do. I've just met more people than you. Let's speak to him. I believe we can strike up conversation about the special car that we saw. Special wagon.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows. And they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private. And it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Passengers of the train.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington Station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. What kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting.
I will be taking better notes. Bridlington Station.
You mentioned a problem at Bridlington Station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
See you later, my good man.
Thank you, love. Off we go. I have a notebook in my way. There we are. We're on the back. Losing my frame rate. Never mind, I'll walk. Let's see, is there anything I can link together yet? I have a special wagon, a train with vanished people, and no traces of a train. Alright, none of them fit together. Yet. Haven't made any deductions yet, thank you for reminding me. Bridlington Station, please. If I said that correctly, which I probably didn't. Casebook, let's take a look at what we've got so far. Dialogue. We received a message from the station master that the train's delay issues with the Bridlington Station. We know that. Train composition had a special wagon. Yes, that's important. And we received a map. Let's see. Train message. Yeah, bad. Other than that, we observe this man is in his 60s, probably, and he has been married for a long time. The first spots of earth on his sleeve reveal passion for gardening. I don't know about that, but okay. His badge of honorable station master reveals that he's a long-standing employee, and all of this demonstrates his desire to live a quiet and stable life. Now, here's an interesting thought that I had. If he is a long-standing employee who loves his job, and he's dedicated to his job, he's the honorable station master, he's a long-standing employee, why would a long-standing employee who cares so much about his job to where he wear his Medal of Honor right on his jacket, why would he be so careless as to get dirt on his station jacket? That seems a bit careless to me. I'm not sure if I buy that entirely. Sorry, I'm not taking a screenshot. I was checking my camera, I promise. Stop! I'm sorry. I'll stop being vain. I'm sorry. This is my punishment. There we go, waiting for the frame rates to go back up. There we go.
The whole train just disappeared. It's unbelievable.
Oh, hush, Watson. Where are we? This is interesting. Now, I will reveal that I am very close to where I left off, with the exception of having been able to talk to a few people here. I'll let you know when I reach the point where I left off. I spoke to him first, so I'll do that again.
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
And I did note in the last episode, before I do the observation of him, doesn't he look a lot like Nelligan from the last episode? Look at him. Look, take a good, hold on. I'll observe him and take a good look at him. Doesn't he kind of look like Nelligan? I don't think these cases are related at all, and it could just be, you know, a limited amount of resources to be able to create characters with, but it seemed strange to me they were so careless to make him look like one of the suspects from the last case. I just thought that was really interesting. I don't think the cases are related. I don't think he has anything to do with Nelligan, but to me, maybe I'm crazy, but to me, he looks a lot like Nelligan. Cheap ticket. I don't know how you could tell it's cheap, but maybe if you live there, you would know. He's got a wedding ring on. I did observe that. Again, I've done all this before, so I'm not brilliant. He's got work clothes. I don't know how you determine their work clothes, but again, I guess the society. Come on, throw me a bone here. I'm not entirely sure what the last one is. He's got wait. Go back to the hands. Go back to the hands. He's got look at the other hand. Look at the other hand. He's got rough skin. So he's some kind of worker of sorts. He's got a cheap ticket. He's wearing work clothes. What happened?
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Passengers of the vanished train. So
Were
he
you
made to get off
aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
So only a group of rich people didn't have to get off the train. You were forced to get off the train before it disappeared.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
So a group
Goodbye,
of rich
sir.
foreigners were allowed to stay on the train, but you were kicked off before it vanished. This is Mr. Robinson. The pleasure is all not mine.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
Screw you. I'm going to give you a once-over now because I don't like you. He's got an Australian hat, but I could already tell he's Australian because of the bloody accent. He's got expensive-looking clothes. He's got a pinky ring on. He's got fancy shoes that are crocodile skin shoes. Mr. Robinson, I presume.
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
Uh-huh. You had a special wagon. I want to know about that.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention, but I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
Directors board traveling on the train. Company direction.
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazas Company. I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my prototype.
Convenient.
What do you know about the Barcazas company?
It's a large South American company. They
The
showed a
Spanish
great
people
deal of
we saw.
interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
Seemed wealthy enough. Prototype value.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in, and yet I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see. I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damn train.
Uh-huh. Were you on that train?
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you traveling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
Oh, shut
I
up.
received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
Shut up.
The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barcazes Chilean company.
Fascinating. Hold on. Looks like we have an introduction to make. Special wagon Chileans, no? Gosh. Train vanished with people. Chileans stayed on the train. Oh, we have a decision to make. Accident. The Chileans stayed on the train was just a coincidence. The train conductor overlooked them. Or the directors of the Chilean Barcazes company were intentionally left on the train. The controller removed all passengers from the train except for the Chileans. Now, I'm not making any deductions right now. I don't have enough information to make deductions, but right now it wants me to set a preference of what I believe. I can go back. I will emphasize this. I can go back and change this if and when I gather more information. But right now, my leading belief is that there's no coincidence here. They were left on the train on purpose to be with that machine for some reason. I don't know why yet. I'm not making any speculations. I'm not deducing. It just wants me to lead with what I believe at the moment. And it seems more likely that it was not an oversight. So I can go back and change this. But right now, I'm going with they were left there on purpose. There. There. Alrighty. Let's go and talk to that station master. He seems a bit flustered. T. Oh, I forgot about this. There's something... sheet of paper stuck in the floor. A document. It is...
the insurance policy for Robinson's machine. A significant sum.
Insurance organized by Thomas L. Robinson for his prototype called the Autonomous Electricity Generator, which means it can produce electricity on its own without outside influence. That is highly impressive. This policy particularly covers the loss of the prototype up to 50% of its value. Maximum cover amount, £15,000. Insurance duration, 1 year, renewable. I want to know when this was issued. Because if the insurance claim was almost up, it could be that Mr. Robinson staged to have it stolen from him to collect on the insurance. Again, another possibility, but not a running theory or deduction. I'm just throwing ideas out there to stimulate your imagination. Shall we continue? Escape. Let's speak to him. He seems a bit tense. Hello.
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions.
Let's do an overview of him before I start talking to him. I will notice he's very young. I'll notice he has a pristine uniform. He's got an instruction book in his pocket, and he's got ink stains on his hands. Interesting. Problem with passengers?
Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with 2 furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand.
You remind me of Barney Fife. Anything unusual yesterday other than people being taken off the train?
Apart from the passengers disembarking,
thank you, Sherlock.
Did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did. And I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I've worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Oh, I forgot about this! Quick time! Ah! It seems so mean, but you're a rookie station master.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
Kind of.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Ah, that is... Well, I'll tell you everything. First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude.
Ticket inspector?
And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram
train.
from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
Strange message.
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Chesterfield, blah blah blah, etc. Train arriving at blah, depart blah. Okay, wow, that's really poorly written. So, in the video you did not see, I had two running theories. The first theory was, it's a messy telegram, which means the person who sent it is unfamiliar with working a telegram machine. Perhaps it was not sent by the station master, but by someone far less experienced, probably someone staging themselves as a station master, or occupying the office, needing to report into the next station to avoid suspicion. Or, my other theory was, the station master did send it, but for some reason, either he was intoxicated or he was injured somehow. I don't think injured, because otherwise it would have been a lot more urgent. My other theory was, one, it wasn't the station master who sent it, or two, based on the way it's written, he was bloody drunk at the time. So, let's go investigate that. Watson, anything to say?
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
Nothing but dribble. Alright. Onward and forward. Goodbye, not gentlemen. Do I have this marked on my map yet? I do! Yay! But I saw profiles, so let's... Ooh, I'm sorry. The passenger's hands and clothes. He appears to be a specialized worker. He has no baggage and is alone. He is not traveling nor on vacation with his wife. He takes the train on a daily basis to get to work and back. In the event, he should be accustomed with the railway and be familiar with the stations and his regular fellow passengers. Then we have Thomas Robert... Why is there a blank space here? Crap. The last case. I missed somebody, didn't I? I screwed up. I royally screwed up. In the last case. I know I can't go back, but... I royally screwed up. I missed someone. Wait, will be met in current case. Okay, never mind. But look, this is what I'm talking about. This guy, angry passenger, and Nelligan. Angry passenger, Nelligan. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, maybe it's all in my head, maybe it's just a hat. But to me, they look so much alike. I don't think these cases overlap, but they look so much alike. Maybe that's just me. Station Master of Bridlington. The Station Master of Blair is fairly young. He tries to keep his uniform clean and is attentive to his duties. Freshing stains upon the fingers of his right hand indicate the young man has been writing a great deal. Seems that he's almost completed his education and this is the first serious position. So he takes it seriously. Good for him. He's a little bit of a stickler. I told you he reminds me of Barney Fife, but he seems like a good kid. Hi there! Anything to say? No? Okay, bye. Sorry, I'm not trying to make the frame rate dip. I'm doing the best I can to keep it calm, cool, and collected. There we go. Let's go to Chesterfield. Let's take a look. Do we have any new deductions to be made? The telegram, special wagon. No, these are not really related. Yeah, no. Alrighty. Watson, you're a little close there. Could you maybe scoot over a little? We're kind of like playing crisscross with our legs here, but I'm gonna not notice that. Anyway. Nice gloomy station. And this, ladies and gentlemen, when I walk in here, I will talk to the person here in this office, and then that is where I left off. So it was actually during a conversation with the person in this office that I left off. So for all intent and purposes, after I talk to this person, you are all caught up. That is all I know. I promise. I told you I didn't get very far. I don't know any more than you do other than talking. Sorry, you heard that. Other than talking to the person in here, I don't know any more than you do. So let's get in there so you can get caught up. And I have someone at the desk who appears to be asleep.
How could he fall asleep at work like this? Excuse me, sir. Wake up. Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
And that explains the how.
By his sleeping off the alcohol, you mean? Wake up, please, sir.
What? The 18-hour 72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train, and we should like to ask you a few questions.
First, I'm going to do an overview of him. Clearly, he is inebriated. His nose is red. He's got fishing line in his pocket. He's got a wedding band. And a whiskey bottle or alcohol flask. Other than that, I mean, I'm not sure what the last thing was that I'm supposed to notice. Clean. Oh, his clothes are clean. Hold on. He's got clean clothes. Alrighty, well, he's clearly drunk, but he's got fishing line in his pocket, which is weird, but okay. Train passengers.
Were there any passengers who got off that particular train at your station last night?
No, nobody, it seems to me. Although I did not leave my office, so...
Of course you didn't leave
No
the
doubt
office.
you were very busy.
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a train arrives and departs.
Strange message.
Station Master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work.
Tired.
So what? There's no need to be so petty.
Petty. Quick time! Clearly remember that train. You've been binge drinking.
You were not tired, you were inebriated. Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your state in my report.
My friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right. So I was drunk. I don't remember all of yesterday, to be truthful to you. Please don't go harsh on me.
Holmes,
Pathetic.
this man has consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted.
There we are. So, you are as caught up as I am. Before I spoke to this guy, I did do a little bit of walking around outside. I will show you what I saw, but other than that, you're all caught up. You know as much as I do. Untrustworthy and the telegram. Alright, there's two options here. I have to choose which one I believe is more likely. Not a solid choice. I can always go back and change it. I'm just throwing that out there. I can always go back and change this if I choose to change my theories. But, past Chesterfield. The train passed through Chesterfield Station despite our being unsure if the station master sent the report or missed Chesterfield. The train never passed through Chesterfield Station. The station master was drunk and his testimony seems unreliable. He could have sent the report without witnessing the train. This is a difficult one. Because even though he's drunk, I don't think he would just randomly send the report without having some indication that the train had arrived. I mean, you would hear the whistle, you would hear, there's another spider. You would hear the train on the tracks, you'd hear something, you'd see something, so... spider. So it seems unlikely that he just sent it out of the blue. So what I'm thinking is, he saw something. So for now, I'm not going to assume that nothing passed through there, and he just imagined it, even though he's drunk. He's drunk. But he's not completely blackout to the point where he would just randomly make up crap. I think it just fell. Oh my gosh. There we go, it's dead, never mind. I don't think he's so blackout inebriated that he would send a report without having some inclination that the train had arrived. I mean, he probably would have been asleep in that case. Why would he have just sent the telegram out of the blue at the time he was supposed to, if he didn't have some indication that there was something there? So I'm going to, for now, say it passed through Chesterfield until I have more information. I'm just going to leave that the way it is for now. But when I gather more information, that is very likely to change.
I had thought that all station masters knew the Morse code, but apparently not.
Which right there said to me at first, well, maybe it was someone who sent the message who didn't know how to use a telegram and didn't use Morse code. Thus, it must have been somebody unrelated, not the station master who sent it. But the problem with that is, the station master says he remembers sending the report. He doesn't remember the train, but he says he remembers sending the report. Unless his memory, again, is not to be trusted, and it wasn't him who sent it. I don't know yet. I don't know.
Locked. There is no sense in asking the station master to open it. We shall have to pick the lock.
Which is surprisingly easier than you would expect. Gimme. There we go. Got it. Floor. Scratches. Traces.
Bags were recently dragged here.
Ah.
French wine. A remarkable vintage. These bottles are too expensive for a station master's wage. They were likely taken from the parcels.
Oh, so he's been stealing them
Shameful.
out of the mail. He's been stealing wine out of the mail. Nice.
These tools were used quite recently. They are still muddy. We should ask about them.
There we go. That's how much I knew. Alright, so now you're completely caught up. You don't know any more than I do. I don't know any more than you do. We are completely on the same page. am I yawning? Oh, this is a nice little room. I don't think I even went in here last time. How do I get back to where he was? I wanna get in there. Sorry, I'm dropping the frame rate. I'm sorry. Oh, there's a warehouse. All right. I don't think I went in here.
A handcar wheelbase. Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere. Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear.
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
No.
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. The headlights. And heard the whistle.
But that is it. We didn't see the train itself.
Exactly.
But... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
Of course you are. You didn't see a train. It could have been that car with a whistle and a headlight to make you think there was a train, but why? Task: fake train experiment. The dismantled handcar seems directly connected to our mystery. Reconstruct the handcar to see if it can imitate the train. Exactly. That's exactly where my mind was. Fake the train experiment. Or the fake train.
I should use the appropriate object here.
Huh. Small gear. Okay. Gear housing. Okay. Hand thing. On top. That goes on top. So it's a pump action. Brakes have to go at the bottom somewhere.
I should use the appropriate object here.
Sorry.
I should...
Sorry. I'll come back to that. Wheel. Wheel.
I should...
Never mind. Oh, there we go.
I should...
Hey. Wheel. Brake joint. I need the brakes on the brake joint. Anything else? Wooden board. Oh. Hold on. Let me rotate it back. Wooden board. Right there. Beautiful! Oh.
So, now here we have the fake train that we saw approaching Evesham Station last night.
Doesn't look much like a train to me.
Be patient, Watson. I haven't finished yet. Try using your imagination. Our train requires only a headlight and a steam whistle.
I've seen one of those. I've seen one of those. What? Oh. I've seen I've seen a whistle. I haven't seen a headlight. I've seen a whistle. I saw a whistle back at the other station. Can I take that one? Or does it have to be in here? Long pole. Okay. Spare parts. Headlight. Steam whistle. Never mind.
The long pole is now attached. It will allow us to connect the headlight. The headlight is attached. The steam whistle is now connected.
Holmes, what can we do to make the steam whistle work?
It is elementary, my dear Watson. We shall need a fire extinguisher.
Okay. Okay. A fire extinguisher. Elementary, dear Watson. Elementary. I don't think it's gonna be in here. It's probably gonna be like in the station waiting area or something. Instruments.
These tools...
Yeah, I'm not concerned about that. I need...
This bin is full of empty bottles.
Fire extinguisher! Is that it? Wait, right there! Isn't that a fire extinguisher? Isn't it? Okay, maybe it's not. I guess. Oh, there's the door to the office. I was looking for that before. Nothing. Let's talk to him again. Dirty instruments.
You have quite a number of dirty tools lying around here.
Ah, yes. Well, thank you for reminding me. I should clean.
Yeah, no, that wasn't
Although,
my point.
might be easier to put them outside. Seems it might start raining soon.
I meant, what were they used for?
Some workers come here and borrowed them from me. They wanted to lift the edge of the railway to one of the stations on the line, so that the water wouldn't come in too close.
Of one of the railways on the line. What workers?
Who were these workers?
Well, they didn't seem to be from the company, but they was fine lads.
They were fine.
They invited me to share a drink.
I'm sure
And whatever it was, it had a kick to it. They wasn't English. No, I don't believe so. But see, they knew just what a man needed to brighten up his dull evening.
Ugh. Obnoxious. But do you have a fire extinguisher? Don't ask me what I'm using it for. Waiting hall. I think I've already been in here, but I'll take another look. I need a fire extinguisher. I think I saw one in the other room, but it didn't let me take it. Hello, Watson. You startled me. Congratulations. Ticket office. Luggage. I feel like it was in here. Wasn't it? Maybe not in here. No, the next room over. Sorry for making you sick. I know the frame rate is dropping. I'm kind of just looking for the fire extinguisher. Let's go back into the warehouse. Maybe it was in there and I didn't see it. Don't see it in here, but... Oh! Fire extinguisher! Right on the table. I'm an idiot. There we go.
The fire extinguisher. Now, let us see what we have here.
Choo-choo.
First of all, let us pump the pressure inside the extinguisher. The steam whistle is ready to be used. Watson, I do believe that we have created an exact replica of the train that vanished in front of us last night. The criminal mind can be most inventive. I am somewhat in awe.
So such a thing is possible. If someone went to all the trouble of creating this fake train, then it was surely with the intention of stealing the real one.
Ah, Watson, you should not jump to conclusions. In fact, this does not tell us very much at all, except that the train did not evaporate into thin air.
Exactly.
Although you half suspected it.
Obviously.
At any rate, we now need to find where the real train might be hidden.
They lifted
I suggest
the
we
tracks.
use my archives to find a more detailed map of our surroundings.
Well, I hope that justifies our having to load your massive archive suitcase onto the cab. It made us extremely unpopular with our driver.
Fake train, spare parts of a handcar, spare parts of a handcar, and fake train. Right here. Vanished earlier. Train never reached Evesham. Obviously, it never. So, I'm now with that information and finding the card here, and with our little experiment, I'm switching my theory to say The train never passed through here. The conductor or station master probably saw our little device. That would be my theory. Vanished earlier. Yes. So, alright. I'm going to keep moving forward just a little bit longer. I want the archives, but I think they're with the driver, so let's go get to the cab, I believe. I think that's what we're supposed to be doing. To the cab. Right here.
Now we have 2 maps. We must... Here it is.
Yeah,
There
right
is
there.
a side branch to the railway. Its first switch is located between Bridlington and Chesterfield stations. There is one more station to be visited. It is located between Chesterfield and Evesham, and there should be a side railway to the nearby quarry. There is a small
quarry?
section of a railway at the end of Evesham station.
But we can explore all of that in the next video. So, I'm going to leave it off here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope the frame rate is a little bit better than it was in the last one. I hope it's at least tolerable for you guys. And I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm doing my best not to jump to conclusions and just take in the facts. I am doing a little bit of speculation, but I am not jumping to any conclusions, and I will not be making any convictions until I am absolutely certain. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!